Hey geometry students, today I'm going to do two videos. This one I'm just going to hopefully be a little shorter, but we'll see. This one I'm focusing on drawing, okay? One of the things is some of you are awesome. I've already got some extra credit emails on that you guys did a great job on that. But I just want to how do I do, some of these students are like, well, I don't even know how to do this. So if you're an artist already, and you're way better than me, awesome. I don't claim to be an artist at all. I just understand shape somewhat and somewhat of the geometry here, but I do not make any claims to be an artist. I'm good at copying, and the true artist is the one who can create something. But after modeling, that's how you learn. You learn by imitation, and then eventually you create your own. But all I'm going to do here is just show you some of the basic shapes. Okay, so we're going to just work on some of these basic shapes, and I'm going to forego using a ruler. It works so much better using a ruler to keep the lines, but for time's sake I'm not. Okay, so let's go ahead and let me move down to sheet here, move my stuff out of the way. Let's just start with the cylinder. Okay, so and this is the image that we had up here. So the biggest thing is you want to start with an ellipse. Okay, you want to start with an ellipse, and you should, and obviously it should be symmetrical, but this is just a sketch, so you're just trying to start with an ellipse, and then however big you want to make it. Again, a ruler is so much better. Okay, I'm not the best at drawing a straight line. Look at that one, went out the wrong way. Of course, someone's printing right now. All right, and so let's say, and then I really want to match this curve. It's about being parallel. These need to be parallel to this, and this needs to be this line needs to be symmetrical to this one here. Okay, so really want to start with this, and then you can draw the back side. We don't, in a solid figure, we maybe not draw the back side, but in geometry sometimes we want to have the back side so that we can see. And then say we drill the hole or something in here. So again, I want to draw an ellipse. Okay, not a circle. I want to draw an ellipse. And so say I drill the hole inside there, and actually this would be dashed. I'm not going to erase, but this should be dashed along here because you can't see it, but it's there. All right, and this is going to go all the way down to the bottom. All right, and then you're going to draw the back side there. Okay, draw the back end. Okay, and so that would be, whoops. Now look how this looks off. Okay, look what happened. Look. There's a reason why this looks off. Okay, so I'm going to get my eraser out, and we can see something's wrong. Something should be telling you this doesn't look right. And that's often in drawing figures. If it doesn't look right, then it probably isn't right. Okay, so come down to about the middle, and it's hard to keep it dashed with this. Okay. And so it should come to about the middle of this one, and then it looks like it's touched the very bottom. Okay, so now this is like an empty space. Okay, since on curves here, let's do a cone here. All right, so with a cone's a little bit easier, so you just kind of curve it. Again, you're trying to create that elliptical space. If you want to draw the backside to create the ellipse, that's fine. I often just draw a little point up there, and then that should go to there, and then that should go to there. Okay. Now, if you wanted to add some shading, this is a terrible pen for shading, but I'm left, and I don't like to smear, so I like to use real fine point. But if you wanted to add some shading, you could add, and then taper it out a little bit, and then say my brightness is in the middle here. Often you want to try to curve it, but don't worry about that. I'm not worried about you shading or something that you can smear it or whatever and add some effect. But I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just drawing the image is half the battle, giving you a visual of what is going on. Okay, so you start with an ellipse. Okay, you can see the backside back there. These are more, we're using these more see-through so we can see what's going on, but you don't always have to. Okay, let's start with a pyramid. Okay, so say you wanted a like the pyramids of Giza. Okay, well, I would start with a parallelogram. Okay, it's a square base they have, but in three-dimensional, when you're trying to make it look three-dimensional here, it's not always the best to draw a square. Okay, so then same thing, this is the back side here, just drew a parallelogram. I'm going to pick a point up here, okay, and then I just connect the lines. Okay, and then that back side there, can't see it, okay, but so again, start with actually more a rhombus. So this is not quite a rhombus, but I'm doing it for time's sake here. So I started with a rhombus dashed on the backside, you can't see. And then of course if you wanted to add more of a 3D effect, you could shade one side and darken one side and have the light side on this side here. So yeah, you get the idea, I hope. If you wanted an equilateral triangle, like say the base is an equilateral, it's hard to do that with this, so sometimes it's better to be on the edge on point. So what I would do with that is, let's say I drew an upside down equilateral triangle here, alright, and so same idea, pick a point up there, how big you want it to be, and then you just connect the dots. Okay, so this would be a triangle base. Alright, what if we had something a little bit different? What if we had a octagonal base or something? Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit flatter, so I'm going to, whoops, you can't see where I'm at. Okay, so a little bit flatter, okay, so there to there, and then up, and then up. So we can see we've got, trying to draw congruent sides, but I'm fighting the clock here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Would connect that there. Okay, so I'm going to draw, these are going to be on the back side. Okay, and same idea. Pick a point. Alright, and then a ruler always works better, and connect the vertices, and booyah! You've now created a pyramid with a octagonal base. So this would be a regular pyramid with an octagonal base. Okay, and we're going to work on the formulas for the surface areas for these. And if you wanted to shade, you know, maybe I want my light source here, so then I'd make these lighter or whatever. Anyways, hopefully you get the idea there. So again, using a cube or any of the other shapes, I'll deal with those in a second, but let's say I had, you know, I'm not going to draw it right now, but say I had this, okay, this is like a traffic cone. Notice the angle's not quite perfect. I mean, it was a rough sketch, and you know, I just drew the ellipse at the top. This is it's looking like a traffic cone here. So I started with, if I did this, I started with this, okay, then I picked a point up here, and then connected those, didn't go as far, drew the ellipse there, and then on the bottom just drew a, looks like a rectangle there. Alright, so hopefully that gets you an idea of how to draw some of these shapes just a little bit better. Let's say I had, you know, wanted to have, you know, like a cube or something. I wanted to have but it had a topper on it, possibly. Okay, well then I would pick a point up here, and say it had a, you know, maybe this is an obelisk or something, and I did that. And again, all I did was start with that corner, kind of like I showed you with that one. But this one, you know, you could show the inside dash in there. You won't be able to see that backside one because it's not, you can't see, it's blocked. Okay, and then you can bring these down. Again, parallel lines. This line here has to be parallel to this line here, and then this line here has to be parallel. But that's really hard to draw on the computer without looking straight down. Okay, not gonna lie. And then, you know, this line back here has to be parallel, and this line here has to be parallel. Okay, okay, I'm not doing the best I can drawing on that's really hard to draw. Looking at the screen and then trying to draw instead of looking straight down. Okay, so you get the idea. I've got a kind of a obelisk type shape. So I mean, I think they're fun. I'm obviously a nerd and I love to draw shapes and stuff, but you know, it obviously a ruler is going to make this a lot cleaner, a lot easier. But you know, it's just art. A lot of it, in my opinion, is a lot of just lines and curves, and just seeing how those lines and curves work. Let me do one more. Okay, so eventually we'll get to the point where we're finding surface area of some really wonky shapes or something. So let's say I had this. This is one of the sides, all right, and it looked like this. And all I'm going to do is extend all these lines here off in space. Again, a ruler is always better. Okay, I'm freehanding this a little bit. Okay, drawing these off in space. Okay, this line's going to kind of merge with that one. It's going to be hard to see because it's kind of blocked. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Extend that one. Do that. Okay, do that. Do that. And do that. Okay. Now we've got, oops, this looks a little bit longer, and hopefully that doesn't look, so it should be more like there. Okay. Alright. And so I've done, and then this is going to be on the back side there. Alright. And so, depends on how much is viewed. But, you know, you're going to have a shape where you have to cut, you know, how do I find the surface area of this? Okay, how do I find the surface area of this region in here? These are going to be easy because you just add this plus this. This is going to be a little bit more challenging, but it can be done. But how do I find this? Well, this is half of a cylinder. This is like taking a cylinder and cutting it right in half. So you would use the formula for finding the lateral surface area of a cylinder, and then divide by 2. Okay. So this is our goal, is to combine shapes and finding the volume or lateral surface, volume or surface area. So that's our goal. That's where we're going, and being able to draw them is a lot of fun for me. Hopefully you'll find some more fun in trying to draw this. So experiment, have fun with it. I'm going to now go to the lesson 1, and we're going to work on finding the surface area of cones and pyramids. All right. Have a good day.